Today, we're in Long Beach at the 52nd annual Pow Wow. Let's go on in there and enjoy the celebration.
So tell us how you found out about this Pow Wow celebration.
By accident, actually, kind of.
Okay.
We were supposed to go to a different festival that I thought was this weekend, but it's like next month. So
yes. You said, oh, it's actually the 5th and the 6th of April. I was like, wait a second, it's not even the 5th and 6th of March right now. So you were very thrown off by the dates, but it led us here. So it was meant to be.
I'm really excited. So this is the American Native celebration that they have here every year in Long Beach. And they're supposed to have like a drum celebration and dancers and different foods. So I've never been here and I'm excited to see what they have.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your outfit? Because you've had that for a long time.
I don't even think this is Native American. I wonder if it's like more Aztec. But yes, I had this in the closet and I thought, why not just put it on? I got my boots on. I'm ready. You want to show me yours?
Yeah. I decided more of an activewear approach. These are my black shorts, and in case I get wet, they are waterproof. And then this is a shirt that has a pocket right here, so I can have a little camera wipey.
Do you have a camera wipey right now? Always coming prepared. We're in line at the Lucy Hale's Indian Tacos and Fry Bread. I think we should do the Indian taco, fry bread, maybe try the cheeseburger. What do you think?
That's kind of what I was thinking, a little plethora of all the options.
Yeah. Well, they also have an Indian dog that says that it's a dog wrapped in fry bread.
I think we have to try that.
So 4 items?
Yes. So we got the food, and now we are heading over to the baseball field where it looks as though there may be a bench we can sit at.
And it's not as loud as it is where they have the tables too.
The Pow Wow is active, it's in effect, so you could probably hear it in the background. But we're gonna try this food out, see what we think about the cuisine, and then we'll go over there and enjoy a little bit more of the festivities.
I'm so excited. Everything looks so good. So it was not in the shade, so Jared is taking matters into his own hands. Well, feet.
We gotta do it. Is this good enough?
I think it's good enough.
Oh my gosh, okay.
All right, so we got the hot dog, we got the burgers, we got the taco, and then we got the fry bread. Kind of giving that funnel cake vibe, but I read that the difference between the fry bread and the funnel cake bread is that the funnel cake bread is made with baking powder, and this bread is actually made with flour.
Why don't we do this? Let's start with the dog.
Okay.
So this is a hot dog wrapped in fry bread?
In fry bread, yeah. We didn't get any condiments because our hands are full, so we'll see.
Ooh.
Wow. It's a little tough at the first bite. I don't know if it's because we waited for our food and it cooled down. The breading is a little tough for me.
It's a little aggressive?
But the hot dog, it's delicious. I think the combination is perfect. So I think the ratio to the hot dog is perfect. I just don't know why the fry bread to me is just a little tough for me. I'm gonna actually give this probably like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
And Jared is a fan of corn dogs, so I'm intrigued to see what he's gonna say.
Good cook on the hot dog. Good cook on the hot dog. They definitely know how to do it right. I do think that 4 minutes ago, this would have tasted a lot better because it would have been a lot fresher, obviously. I like the breading. To me, it is kind of like a Wetzel's Pretzels. Okay. I do wish that maybe there was a cheese or some kind of a filling on the inside that accompanied the hot dog.
So do you think with ketchup it would taste a lot better, or doesn't take away the toughness of the bread?
Everything tastes better with ketchup. I'm just battling off and on heartburn at the moment, so I don't want to do that to myself. But this is very good. I'm going to give it a 7.4.
Dang, trying to one-up me with this score.
1.4 up you. You know what I mean? Do you want more of this, or can I finish it?
I'm going to take one last bite.
I take one last bite. All right. You guys didn't see it, but she took a very aggressive bite, and I'm going to finish this. So what do you want to try next?
So the fry bread has powder, cinnamon, and also they dazzled it with some honey on there. I actually have high hopes for this because I love a funnel cake, and I know technically it's not the same thing. But
well, this is made with flour, not baking soda.
Exactly.
Make sure you get
the honey too.
Yeah, it's been dazzled.
Oh yeah, that's delicious. I'd probably order like 2 of these. These are so good.
Wow, that's a high compliment right there.
It's kind of giving like a churro without the crunchiness taste because of the cinnamon. I love the powder on there. And I think with the honey is like the perfect touch. Now I'm curious on what a churro would taste like with some honey on there.
Ooh.
I'm gonna probably have to bring my own honey next time I get a churro.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8 out of 10.
Wow. Ooh, I'm already enjoying the texture. So this is the same exact thing that was just wrapped around the hot dog.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
It's a pretty gnarly bite right there.
My lips have been dazzled with honey already.
I wonder if we look like creeps just like in the corner of the field just eating all this food.
We'll get a wide shot so people know. I mean, we are literally by ourselves out here, but it was the only way that a food review really worked. I couldn't be burning up in the sun while we did this.
I know. Wow, you really went in there. Off the bat, what are you loving? cinnamon.
It has a nice sweetness. Obviously, the powdered sugar, the cinnamon, and the honey come in nicely to really escort the texture of the bread. The bread, a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. I do think though this is another result of us not eating it when it's at its freshest, because they were like taking it right out of the frying pan. So I'm sure it had a crispiness to it before. I'm gonna give that though all around probably a 6.7.
Ooh. What does it need to be higher than a 6.7?
I really think it's a texture thing. That's why I feel like sometimes it's unfair when these reviews are done after the fact, when the food isn't fresh. But still, I think even at its freshest, this is probably teetering out around like a 7.8 for me. I think it would benefit from having just a little bit more flavor going on. Maybe some sort of a topping. It's very good for like a base.
All right, get your bases at the fry bread spot.
There you go.
All right, what's next?
This is a taco, which it really just looks like a tostada. So, and I believe this is gonna be the same bread, right?
So yeah, it's gonna be the same bread.
Okay. I typically don't do with all this like vegetation all around my taco.
You're really going all in. Well, you gotta get the bread. I've seen a lot of people just fold it up like a taco and eat it that way, because it is a taco.
That's gonna be challenging.
You can do it.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad you're going first.
We're gonna be feeding the birds today.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, you seem excited about it. And you're going in for another one? Wow.
My review of that is going to be very good because I literally just said I would like the fry bread with some kind of a topping on it. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that would be beans, meat, lettuce, and tomato and cheese. However, that's exactly what this taco is, and I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge fan of tacos in general, and I think it was a perfect combination of the texture of that bread along with some meat and cheese. So I'm gonna give that 8.7.
8.7?
Yeah,
I'm
8.7.
shocked.
Surprisingly easy to eat when I folded it in half. So thank you for the recommendation. And now I would love to see what you think about it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So before I taste it, what do you think could have been added to make it like a 10?
Probably some sour cream. And I think that with like some al pastor would have been just extreme next level.
I just got it all over my mouth.
That's what she said.
Okay, so I got a ton of the beans. I'm just gonna take a bite a little bit up over here to get some lettuce.
Wow.
It's messy.
It is.
I love it.
Ooh, I feel like a butt is coming. I do not think you're going to hold it in as high as regards as I did. Let's see.
I'm sorry, I just want to chew it.
You got to review it with it still in your mouth.
I love it. I just wish it was smaller because me personally, I cannot taste all of the ingredients all at once because it's so big. So I'm gonna eat the bread with the beans and the meat, or I'm gonna eat the bread with the lettuce, the cheese, and the tomatoes, and a little bit of the beans.
But you could always rip apart some of the bread and then just put the ingredients on top of it.
Yeah, you could easily just do that. But personally, I'm gonna go ahead and actually for the flavor, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 because it is really good. I love the combination of everything.
Hard, but okay.
For the ability to eat it, I'm gonna give it probably like a 4.5.
Okay.
Because it is cool that you can fold it. I love that idea. I just think it's just too big for me personally.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be sexual. On that point, I love it. Let's go on to the next one, which is gonna be the hamburger. Give you guys a full visual of what we've got rocking. So we got 2 patties, lettuce, tomato, and Thousand Islands. That's why Jared actually got his plain.
Yes. Okay. Let's see if this is easy enough for you to eat.
I will say portion-wise, it's like pretty impressive what they're feeding you.
Yeah, I mean, it's $15, you know what I'm saying? It's also good for the price, I would say.
Yeah, I almost just want to cut it in half. Again, it's not really that easy to eat. I just don't think the bread holds its like the time well.
What?
It's really good. It's just the bread is a little tough. Again, I think because we had to wait. I think the patty is cooked really well. A little overcooked, but it's still good because the bread is so flat. Everything else just tastes really good. I love the idea of the bread. I just feel like it's a little tough.
So what do you give it?
I'm gonna give probably like a 7.2.
That's a pretty high score.
Because it is really good, and it's just probably my own personal preference about the bread. It kind of looks like a pita bread. Or maybe I'm just used to this type of breading to be more of like a desserty type, like I said with the cinnamon and the powdered sugar was really good, but it's just a little tough for my liking.
Okay, so here's mine, dry to the bone. So am I supposed to fold this in half and eat it like a double cheeseburger?
Oh my gosh, do you want to try that?
Yeah, look at that.
Going on in. Double time. Okay, by the look of that bite, I could tell it was a little tough for you to get through the bread. Are you just gonna eat the whole thing before you do the review?
I keep getting new things from
No, you're
it,
not.
you know?
It's the same thing. It's super dry. You don't have anything on there. It's just literally the patty, the cheese, and the bread.
Okay, I am ready to review this cheeseburger. Finally. This double-decker situation. I may have did myself a disservice by only getting it with meat and cheese. I think some condiments definitely could have eased the situation out because the bread is a little bit tough. The meat is a little bit on the overcooked side. But as far as the overall idea and like having this bread be the main base for the bread of a cheeseburger, if that even makes sense, I do enjoy it. All around, I would say that this is probably like a 7.2. Out of the food in general, this is probably going to be the one that I would go back to, even though I think I gave the tacos a little bit higher of a score. Really good food.
And why is that? Why would you go back to this?
Just the ease of eating this, you know?
I agree. Well, I don't know if I would go back to the burger, but I definitely think I would probably go back to the fried bread. Our only form of hydration. All right, guys, now that we're almost borderline bloated, we're very full.
Much so bloated, yes. That burger put me over the edge.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go watch their dancing celebration and then possibly hit up some vendors.
All right, very cool dance competition that we just got to witness. They had all the different age brackets going up to compete, and then at the end there, they actually invited everybody to come to the circle to join in their native dance. And I think now what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk around the vending area and see what kind of cool gifts we can possibly get.
My favorite part. So Jared had been feeling sick the past few weeks. Thankfully, he's doing much better now, but once we got to shopping at the Pow Wow, he was worn out. We did get to see some amazing clothing, figurines, and jewelry before heading home. Because we didn't film more of the Pow Wow for you guys, we thought it would be fun to share this unreleased true crime segment I did on the Shane Dawson Podcast. Hope everyone enjoys it.
You have a story today that is going to blow our minds.
It's a little different. This is a story about Thomas Bouchard, and he was 71 years old. The year was 2018, and he was a pediatric psychologist. Thomas was a very generous man. He would often pay for his clients medication if they weren't able to afford the medication or the treatment. He would also be on forums where he would find actually women, single women who couldn't make ends meet, and he would actually give them money, $100 here, $100 there. So he ended up meeting this woman named Kelsey Turner. And Kelsey Turner was a single mom of 2, and she had looked him up and saw that he was a psychologist and what he would do. A lot of women wrote about how he helped them, and he would help her, and he would give her $100, $300. Soon, $300 turned into $1,000, turned to $3,000. Then it turned into he purchased a new car for her. He would pay her rent, signed a lease on a house so she could live there with her kids. And within a 3-year span, he had given her $300,000.
Oh my God.
And Kelsey, she was an aspiring model. If you saw her social media, it was all of going to parties. She did have a few professional photo shoots where it was, I believe, from Playboy Italia. And she just made her life to be super glamorous, and that she just had everything she ever wanted. And unfortunately, it wasn't like that. She was really struggling. So a few years go on, and she realizes I'm getting out of Southern California, I'm not making it here. Maybe if I go to Las Vegas, I'll be able to catch a break somewhere, because she just wanted to be a model and live the lifestyle. So then she asked Thomas to help her out. She said that she was struggling, that her boyfriend would abuse her, and so she just could not hack it on her own. And then he started helping her even more, and he again in Las Vegas leased out a home to her.
Oh my God.
And ended up giving her more money. Eventually Thomas was going to tell her pretty much I can't do this anymore. You're not helping yourself. I've given you so much money, and instead of investing that, you're just throwing all this money away. And so he started telling her that, and so she threatened to then report him, saying that he was abusing these kids that he was a psychologist for.
Oh my God.
And he was saying I know it's not true, but just a rumor of it is going to destroy my livelihood. It's going to destroy my business. So he then kept helping her, and maybe a few years go by, and he says, you know what, I'm going to have to break this off. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go to Las Vegas. I want to see what the situation is like, and I'm going to tell her I can't do this anymore. So as he goes over there, he has by this point put down 3 months worth of rent. He can tell her, hey, you have 3 months to kind of get your money together and start paying for your own rent. So he goes there to confront her. Well, in this house, she has her son there, because at this point, I think she lost custody of one of her sons, and she's living with her boyfriend. She's living with a roommate named Diana and another roommate. So he's there, they're all gathered together, and Diana, she's heard about this lifestyle that Thomas has provided for Kelsey, and she kind of like wants in, right? No. So they talk about wanting to get some drinks. So Diana offers like, hey, I'll go with Thomas to go get drinks, and hoping to kind of build like a relationship with him where she can kind of benefit off of. So Kelsey looks through Thomas's phone and she finds these like very adult content photos of Kelsey's mom. So I guess her mom reached out to Thomas when she found out that he was giving Kelsey money and was kind of doing this like telling Thomas a story about how she needed money also. So Kelsey's mom's over here benefiting from Thomas taking money from him. Kelsey is like livid. She's like, this is not okay. You essentially need to just give me money and not anybody else. And so she convinces boyfriend to like kind of bully Thomas. Thomas goes into another room, locks himself in there. The boyfriend, whose name is John knocks down the door with a bat and like beats him up with the bat. And this guy's like 71 years old. And yeah, and they're like in their 20s. And so then Kelsey and John go downstairs. Diana sees that Thomas needs to go to the hospital. Like, this is not okay. So she helps Thomas downstairs into the car. And she's telling Thomas, like, just remember, Thomas, when you get to the hospital, like tell them somebody mugged you. Like, please don't tell them it was Kelsey and John. Like, Thomas is just getting worse and worse. And Kelsey comes in and says, you know what, Diana, go upstairs and clean up all the blood off of the walls. We'll take him to the hospital in a couple hours once things calm down. So then Diana goes upstairs and all she hears is Kelsey telling John, you better knock him out. And so John knocks him out by hitting him with a pistol. A few days later, a police gets a call that there's a car in the desert by Lake Mead. And so the police go, there's blood everywhere in the car seat. And they open the trunk and there's Thomas's body wrapped up in a blanket. So the car that Thomas was in was registered to Kelsey. So then they go to Kelsey's house. Nobody is there. And she's obviously like automatically a suspect, of course. And then the feds get involved because they find out that Kelsey has gone back to Southern California. They hunt her down and they take her in. And it took a while to get to trial because Kelsey ended up was pregnant. She was pregnant, and so it kind of delayed the trial. And Kelsey then told them that there's no way I could have done this because I'm so small. Like, there's no way I could have carried his body from the car into the trunk. So she really tried to play off, and she tried to blame it on Diana because she said, well, the reason Diana's collaborating with you guys is because she wants to get the spotlight off of her and onto me. And eventually what happened was Diana did get a few years in jail, but she also just got probation. And John, I believe, got about 18 to 25 years in jail. And then it wasn't until January of 2023, they gave Kelsey 25 years to life. So now she don't know where her son went. I'm sure he went to the system, and all because she just didn't want to get a job and use this poor man that, you know, is a psychologist for kids and totally just murdered him because he wasn't going to give her any more money.
Oh my god.
Isn't that like some psycho stuff going on right there? You're not safe if you're young in this scenario or you're old. Like, he was 71 years old. He didn't have a family. If he wasn't married or didn't have kids, and he had all this money, like,
felt satisfaction from helping people.
Especially when all he hears is day in, day out is how difficult it is for these families. How can you not try to give back, you know?